Good day. Here are the top stories of the Manila Times for Saturday, November 7, 2020. The nail-biting U.S. election was on the cusp of finally producing a winner Thursday or Friday in Manila, with Democrat Joe Biden declaring no doubt he would beat President Donald Trump, and all eyes are on the decisive state of Pennsylvania. Biden, who's 77, was just one or at most two battleground states away from securing the majority to take the White House. Trump, 74, needed an increasingly unlikely combination of wins in multiple states to stay in power. In comments to reporters in his hometown of Wilmington, Delaware, Biden expressed confidence running mate Senator Kamala Harris will be declared the winners. Trump, who shocked the world when he won the presidency in 2016 in his first ever run for public office, lashed out repeatedly in written statements, claiming fraud and demanding a halt to the vote counting. The Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH, has blacklisted 25 contractors of big-ticket projects for deliberate delays in their work. Public Works Secretary Mark Villar said on Friday the contractors have been repeatedly warned that they should finish their projects on time. It is by far the biggest batch of blacklisted contractors in the last 2 decades. Once blacklisted, a contractor cannot join biddings for government projects for 1 year. The National Task Force Against the Coronavirus Disease 2019 or COVID-19 has formed a cluster that will oversee the purchase and distribution of the COVID vaccine. Palace spokesman Harry Roque Jr. announced Friday the cluster was formed following the appointment of Presidential Peace Advisor and NTF Chief Implementer Carlito Galvez Jr. as the country's vaccine czar. As head of the cluster, Galvez will be in charge of issuing the Certificate of Product Registration of COVID-19 vaccines in the Philippines, along with the Food and Drug Administration. President Rodrigo Duterte has described the Philippine Red Cross, which the government put in charge of testing returning overseas Filipino workers or OFWs for COVID-19, as greedy. Duterte made the comment during a meeting of the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases, or the ATF-EID, on Thursday. During the meeting, Health Secretary Francisco Duque III reported to the President the humanitarian agency has resumed COVID-19 swab tests that were chargeable to the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, or PhilHealth. The Red Cross has suspended its testing on October 14 after PhilHealth took its time in paying the 930 million pesos the Red Cross was charging for its services. Last October 28, the Red Cross resumed the testing after PhilHealth paid 500 million pesos, or half its debt. A low-pressure area entered the Philippine Area of Responsibility on Friday as Tropical Storm Shoni weakened. The Philippine Atmospheric Geophysical Astronomical Services Administration, or PAGASA, said the LPA east of Mindanao entered the PAR on Friday afternoon, PAGASA said. Estimated at 955 kilometers east of the Visayas, the LPA is forecast to move generally west-northwestward or northwestward toward the eastern Visayas, and is likely to reach the region on Saturday afternoon. Shoni continues to move west-northwestward and is expected to be over the Bashi Channel south of Taiwan by Saturday morning and over the West Philippine Sea, PAGASA said. Shoni, with maximum sustained winds of 95 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 150 kilometers per hour, will bring light to moderate with at times heavy rains over Babuyan Islands and Batanes, both of which are under signal. In business, several food manufacturers will not raise prices of their Noche Buena products during the holiday season, the Department of Trade and Industry announced on Friday, a move seen to bring relief to consumers negatively affected by the coronavirus crisis. Trade Secretary Ramon Lopez said food companies had heeded his department's call to keep prices in view of the pandemic and hardships of many Filipinos. The Terra Firma Jeep's first win in the PBA Season 45 Philippine Cup is the top story in sports. The Jeep beat the Blackwater Elite 110-101 on Friday morning at the Angeles University Foundation Sports and Cultural Center in Angeles, Pampanga. Sophomore CJ Perez scattered 27 points from 9 for 16 shooting from the field to lead the Jeep to their first ever win after 8 games. The Jeep are keeping their quarterfinal hopes alive in the PBA bubble with 3 games left in the single round-robin elimination. Brandt Snedeker shot a 5 under 65 in the afternoon to make a 2-stroke lead in the Houston Open. the last event before the Masters. He's one of 37 players in the field this week set to play at the Augusta National. The tournament, at Public Memorial Park for the first time since 1963, is limiting ticket sales to just 2,000 a day. It's the first domestic PGA Tour event to have fans since the Players' Championship on March 12. The 39-year-old Snedeker won the last of his 9 PGA Tour titles in 2018. Yen Macabenta and Ramon Tulfo are the Times' featured columnists on the front page. Macabenta follows the U.S. elections, with President Donald Trump's threat to go to court, and ballot harvesting, which Republicans blame for the dramatic change in the U.S. vote count. Tulfo defends President Rodrigo Duterte against netizens who criticized him for being missing in action at the height of Super Typhoon Rolly. In its editorial, The Times describes the U.S. election as most remarkable, despite being one of the most contentious and closely run in recent memory, and amid the extraordinarily difficult and historically unprecedented circumstances in which it was held. Read the full version on the opinion section of The Times, or listen to the voice of The Times. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and keep up with The Times. With the Fort Villaseran and EJ Gomez, this is Eric John C. Cua reporting. Enjoy the weekend and stay safe.